Welcome, adventurers, to the Learning Party. I am your DM, Destin Nova. In this series, we'll be covering both D&D and Roll20 mechanics. Specifically in this video, we'll be covering the creation of a level 1 character using the Roll20 Charactermancer. Once you signed up for Roll20, you can join the game with the link provided. From this main page, hit Launch Game. When you first enter the game, I have it set up to automatically generate your character sheet. Your character sheet and player handouts will appear in the journal. This is the second tab on the upper right side of Roll20. When you're ready to create your character, go ahead and click on your character sheet. Here, we have 3 tabs: Bio and Info, Character Sheet, and Attributes and Abilities. Ignore this last tab. First, we're going to edit our Bio and Info by clicking the Edit button. We're going to upload a picture of our character. We're going to change our character's name. And then down here at the bottom, we're going to add our character's backstory. Once you're done here, go ahead and hit Save Changes. Next, we're going to move on to the actual character sheet. When you click on Character Sheet for the first time, you'll see 3 options: use the Charactermancer, create an NPC, edit sheet directly. Click on this last option because we're going to launch the Charactermancer manually. To do that, look over here by Core, Bio, and Spells and click this cog. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. Under Charactermancer options, you have 2 things: Launch Level plus Charactermancer. This is used when you level up. This first option will manually launch the level 1 Charactermancer, so go ahead and click on that now. We're going to choose our class first, so we can have additional information populate on our screen. For me, I'm going to choose Fighter. Under the drop-down, you see all 13 classes, so go ahead and pick one. Additional information will pop up here on the right side. Now that I've selected Fighter, I have more information and more options I get to pick below. First, we have weapon proficiencies, then armor proficiencies. Here we have skill proficiencies, and I get to pick 2. Keep scrolling down. Here, I get to pick a fighting style. And then farther down, here is an ability I have called Second Wind and what it does. Next, equipment is what I'll be able to choose from once we make it to the equipment tab. Now, we're going to go back and choose our race. Just like on the class tab, we have a drop down for our race. I'm going to choose Half Elf. If you scroll all the way back up to the top, you'll notice you have your ability scores here, hit points here, and your suggested abilities here. This will help us with our ability score increase just below this. This is why we choose our class first, so this information populates. You're going to ignore Customize Your Origin. Here, I have my ability score increase, so I'm going to follow the suggested abilities. Next, I get to choose my alignment. This says Half Elf is a size medium creature with a speed of 30. I get to pick 2 more skill proficiencies. If they're highlighted, you can't pick another one. My language proficiencies is Common and Elvish, and I get to pick a 3rd. Here are 2 racial abilities that I have: Dark Vision and Fey Ancestry. Once you pick all the options and read over your race, we can move on to the Abilities tab. Under the Abilities tab, we get to pick our ability score. There are 3 different options. We're going to use Point Buy. Over here on the right side, I want you to scroll all the way down to the bottom. This chart is the cost of our ability scores. You have a total of 27 points to use. So if I choose 15 strength, it's going to subtract 9 from that overall 27. So go through and pick your ability scores based on this. Once you're done here, we're going to move on to the background tab. Where does your character come from? Your background helps you establish this and can provide you with important story cues. Read through the list and pick one you like. For me, since I'm a fighter, I'm going to pick Soldier. Once you do that, you can see that you get some more skill proficiencies. For Soldier specifically, you get some tool proficiencies, so go ahead and pick those. I get a military rank. You can do this one of two ways. Pick it or roll for it. Depends on what your DM tells you to do. Once you're done with the background, we're going to move on to the equipment tab. There are two ways to pick your equipment: class equipment and starting wealth. We're just going to default to class equipment. Here, there's way more options you get to pick once you choose class equipment. Go ahead, go through those. Pick everything. Make sure you don't leave any block blank. And then I get some equipment from my background. For being a soldier, I get insignia of rank, a trophy taken from a fallen enemy, common clothes, and a belt pouch. Once you're done here, go ahead and move on to the spells tab. If you chose a spellcaster, you'll be able to pick your spells here. So go ahead and do that now if you're a spellcaster. Next, we have feats. This is an optional rule in D&D. I'm going to allow a level 1 feat, and we'll choose that after we complete our character sheet. We're going to move on to the bio tab now. This is physical characteristics about your character. Go ahead, fill it out, and then we're going to move on to the review tab. Here, this will tell us if we accidentally pick 2 skill proficiencies that are the same, then you can go back and change it. If you miss something, it will also show up here. Once you're done, go ahead and hit apply changes, and this will build your character sheet. Now, we're going to pick our level 1 feat. We're going to go up here next to the journal and click on this eye, which is the compendium. Here, we're going to click in the search box and go ahead and type in that feat we want. I'm going to pick Sentinel, so I search for that. I'm going to grab a hold of it, drag it, and drop it to my character sheet. And then it will appear here at the bottom under Features and Traits. If you pick a half feat, it will give you an ability score increase, so you'll have to go over here and update that manually. This concludes my video on making a level 1 character using the Charactermancer. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in Discord or comment section of the event on Facebook. Thanks for watching.